You're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello and welcome to The Big Fight. It's been a strange sort of a week. Indians for the first time being named as being part of a terrorism plot. Pakistan now seeing a battle between fundamentalists out there and the government. It's time for us to really step back a little bit and take a look in particular at the Pakistan question. For all these years, all of us here in India have said Pakistan is a fountain of terror. Pakistan is the creator of terror. Pakistan, the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world. And at least that's been India's position for a long, long while. Is that still true? Or is Pakistan now as much of a victim of terrorism as other countries are? That's the subject we're going to be discussing on The Big Fight, and it's great to have joining us from Islamabad. I'm going to start off by introducing Hamid Mir. It's great to have you with us, Hamid, and we'll be getting your views all through this program. We'll be also joined a little later from Sajjad Loon, who will be joining us from Kashmir. Here in the studio, Saeed Naqvi, it's great to have you with us, sir. You've been writing about this entire region for a long, long time. Mr. Parthasarathy, you've been High Commissioner to Pakistan. You're one of the people who has very low levels of sympathy with what Pakistan sometimes says it's been doing in recent times. Vinod Sharma, not only are you one of India's leading journalists, you've also served in Pakistan in a sense, and you're the Secretary General or General Secretary of SAFMA, so you've been in a sense propagating maybe a slightly softer line than others have on the subject of Pakistan. As to some extent as Sadia Dehelvi, who's the final person who's going to be wrapping up or who's going to be joining us here in the studio. And I would like to take the opportunity to introduce Mahesh Bhatt as well, joining us from Mumbai. Been making films on the Pakistan theme for a while now, and we'll be fascinated to get your views as well. All right, Hamid, I'm going to start with you. All of us here in India have been looking at the standoff at the Lal Masjid. We've been looking at all that's been happening in Pakistan for the last year or two. There are many people who have slightly low levels of sympathy because they're saying it's Pakistan's own fault. You encourage terrorism, you encourage fundamentalism. Now you're pretty much sowing what you reaped, or reaping what you sowed.
No, I don't agree with this perception. Actually, this is a reaction of the American policies in the region. When the Americans fired rockets in the Pakistani tribal areas, and they killed innocent children and women in North Waziristan and South Waziristan. So there was a reaction, and the local tribals, they started revenge. They started taking revenge from the Pakistani security forces, and the law and order situation was worsened. And same is the case in Islamabad, where the government of Pakistan was not able to control two brothers of the Lal Mosque from last 6 months. The government was of the view that they are very strong, they have lot of militants, they have lot of public support. I also had a debate on this issue with President Musharraf. President Musharraf was of the view that this Lal Mosque clerics are very strong and they have lot of public support in Islamabad. And I told him that you are wrong. So you see, this is one reason is the bad American policies, and the second reason is the misfeeding to President Pervez Musharraf.
Okay, so it's all a result of American policies. It's not, Mr. Parthasarathy, a sense of, Pakistan's own fault in encouraging fundamentalism for so long.
Well, we are calling Pakistan a victim of terrorism. A country is...
I'm saying now. Is it a victim now?
If you are a victim, then somebody else has caused you harm. Now, nobody is sponsoring terrorism on Pakistan. Take the Lal Masjid episode. The militants are from the Jaish-e-Mohammed, Maulana Masood Azhar. According to Zahid Hussain, the Pakistani journalist, when we released him mistakenly in Kandahar, he went around and he was assisted by the ISI. I'm not saying this, Zahid Hussain. Thereafter, Maulana Masood Azhar attacks the Indian Parliament. I'm not saying this. General Javed Ashraf Qazi, Pakistan's former ISI chief, who is the railways minister, education minister, said this in the Pakistan National Assembly. So what I'm saying is that the Jaish-e-Mohammed was never banned. They banned it, but allowed it to function under another name, Khudamul Islam.
So you're
No, sir.
saying that the terrorism infrastructure which India says existed was never wound up, and that's where it's coming
from. But what I'm saying is, the actions of the terrorists, for the first time, is reaching inside Pakistan. In Waziristan, reached Islamabad through Nowshera. For the first time, people are feeling its impact within Pakistan, and I feel sorry for the people that they are suffering because of what their government and their Islamic parties and those who back them have been doing for the last 20 years.
Hamid, you want to respond to that?
Yes, you see, this is a misconception in India. The Islamic parties are not supporting these people in the Pakistani tribal areas, and also the Lal Mosque clerics, they have no support from the Islamic parties.